Hey y'all, this is TCA Gaming, and in this video, I'm going to just go over some of the Pokemon stuff that is on Heritage. They've got a couple different blocks going through, but there's some actually really top-notch stuff. I'm going to try my best to keep everything on screen. So I'm actually sorting this by lowest first. So we're going to start with some of the stuff here that, there's a day left on this, and there are no bids. Like you got that Ampharos, a Glade, Latias. I mean, these cards aren't like terrible, but it's a group of 7, so there's probably another card in there. I'm not going to go into the listing itself. I want to cover more of the higher end stuff. But there are some opportunities on here. I'm not sure how this would add up if you start tacking on their shipping and handling fees, taxes, all that stuff, because they're probably going to put that stuff in there and it could really turn, you know, a $2 card or $2 lot into 50 bucks really quick. So that may be why there are no bids. But you can see right there, a day left, a day left, day left. This Mew has 18 days left. It's going to get some bids, but again, you might have some opportunity there to get in at a fairly low price. This one actually has a pretty cool card. It's got that Misty's treatment. Yeah, that should have a this is an artwork we did not get on the English side. I can get my internet to load. I was thinking for some reason that might have a holographic back like the Please Trade, but it does not. Sometimes I have a brain whiff. All kinds of cool stuff here. Got a movie poster. A lot of these lots are you're going to find for cheap. It's just people trying to move stuff in general. But again, there are deals to be had in this kind of stuff. Like this right here, you may not know it, but like that Eevee right there is going to be non-holographic. You've got the Mewtwo. Both of those are Junior Rally stamps. They're much more scarce than the regular versions. The Mewtwo typically does not do as well. But like that Mewtwo in a CGC 9.5, I just sold for $300 on eBay. So the Eevee, I'm not sure how much that one's worth. It's usually worth a little bit less. I think a PSA 10's roughly about that $300 to $400 range, or it was. Maybe it's went up a little bit, maybe it's come down, but it does not compare to the holographic version because it's very easy to grade. And honestly, they've probably been in that $2 to $250 range, you know, raw for a long time. These are graded. It's not a 10, but it's not, you know, I mean, 9.5 is still a very solid grade. So this could be something that if it went cheap, you know, you might be able to make a couple $100 on. Looks like we've got some other stuff here. Look at that Wizards of the Coast certificate for shares. That's pretty cool. Got a Bandai vending machine. Like that's something that, yeah, I think would be pretty cool. I want to figure out how big it is. I want to go check it out. But you can kind of tell, you know, that should be the size of a quarter, you know, right in here. So, you know, if that's a quarter, you got 2, 3, you know, that's 4 or 5 quarters high right there. So it's not going to be crazy big, but still, I mean, you don't see that kind of stuff come around very often. Let me head back. Got a national championship Charizard in a 9. The stuff that's got 18 days left, you're going to see those prices tick up, but a lot of times they don't tick up until the day of or during the auction itself. A lot of people really do wait on these things for some reason. Like I just don't have the time to do it. That's why many times I don't get on here and bid like I should. If you do have the time to sit through, you know, a 5-hour auction and wait for each one of these individual items to come up, you could really get some steals. Got an FPO Charizard here, 9.5. This one should do pretty well in auction, but I'd be curious to see how well it does do because we have seen these come through pretty consistently. But you know, 9.5, that's going to be about the highest grade that you can get for this card. There is a 10 out there that was graded by PS. In fact, I graded one myself. I believe there may be another one, but it just slipped through as a regular Charizard, and that's the only reason it was graded. Got a non-holo Dark Dragonite Charizard right here. Seems like there are more and more of these coming out. I do know a guy who had like 14 from a single box. I mean, that was crazy to see, and I'm curious to see, you know, if we have, you know, large numbers of these coming out in the future with more of these boxes being broken. Got a blister pack here. I mean, a lot of nice cards like that one right there. I mean, it's to Ash. I guess that was one of the cards that come from one of those signings where instead of saying to, you know, whoever it was, they just made it out to, you know, somebody generic like that. For me, if I ever got one of these cards signed, I believe it would be kind of easy because I could say TCA Gaming because that's who I am. But they might not even let me do that anymore with the way it was abused in some of these signings. So I don't know how that works out. But at least you didn't wipe it off, right? Because a lot of people were talking about, you know, having these things. They had the to whoever wiped off, and then they just had the where they wrote the name, the date, and some of them had illustrations. Just had that stuff graded. But we're going to keep scrolling down through here. You got a trophy. That's pretty cool. 17 days left. That's still, I mean, that's why we're still sitting here in the $3 to $5 range. Got some of these big medallion trophy type deals. I believe these are the big ones. They might be smaller than I'm thinking. I'm pretty sure I've seen some of these that are really big. I've spent quite a bit of money on some of the trophies in the past, only to get them in the trophy just like falls off the glass, like the little metal piece. It's like, oh, that was wonderful. I just spent $6,000 on this, and it's just glued on there. So we got a black label Red's Pikachu here. Again, this is another interesting card. I mean, the card itself isn't expensive at all, but being in a black label, being what it is, I mean, it could really bring a premium. I'm going to keep moving down through. We've got some more signatures, some more of these medals. That's the third, fourth place. This one says second place. I guess we should know by the color of it, right? Is this another no number? Got a no number Charizard, blue back, mint 9. I'm gonna oh, I'm already tracking it. We'll see where it goes. I believe this one was like an auction type card. It's it's the poor 1 Charizard, so it's like terrible condition. You know, it's really tough to get a 1 from CGC. Then you have all these people who signed it. I don't know who all the signatures are there, but I can definitely see Gary King Pokemon's. I would recognize his just about anywhere at this point. More CGC stuff. A lot of cards in here. Got a Anna Airlines, the All Nippon Airways set right there, so that's pretty cool. This one, I'm probably going to go for this one. Got the Charizard Top Sun 10. I'm not going to go like crazy expensive, but this might be a good time for me to buy and pick this one back up. I sold one during the hype for about $20,000, and if they go for that price now, then I'm definitely not going to be a buyer for it, but we'll see how it goes. Got some more cards. I got some more of those sneakers. There's a staff. Was that 06? Yeah, 06 Tropical Tidal Wave. A lot of these are really good mid-tier cards, stuff that you can bid on, possibly make some good deals, especially if you look up comps and factor in how much you're going to be paying in taxes and fees and the buyer premium, because you do have to make sure you factor in that stuff. Whatever the price is you see on here, add 20% to it. I've seen a lot of these come up recently, but who knows? If I could get one of these pretty cheap, it'd be nice to have one. These little plates, what is there, like 1,000 or 3,000 or something like that of these things made? 500. Okay, this was number 188 out of 500. Yeah, sounds like my computer over here is having a heart attack. Hopefully you guys can still see this stuff. Got some more 9s, first edition Shadowless Hollows. You're getting a lot of bang for your buck with the 9 on first edition base set. You can see we're quickly starting to move up in price. We've got the base set 2 sealed box completely wrecked, but for some reason sealed boxes do really well on these auction houses, so typically I stay away from them. We do see them relisted here and there. There's an auto 9, mint 9, so that's pretty cool. So I mean, the mint 9 should dictate a lot of the price. The auto should just boost it in something like this. There's a French first edition booster pack. I thought this one was pretty neat. We have a 3.5 tropical wind, so this is going to be the case where you're probably going to see pretty close to the floor of a price of a tropical wind. I don't know what to expect for something like this, but I think it's going to be kind of cool to see. Who knows? Maybe 5,000, maybe 2,000, maybe 10,000. I mean, I'm not really sure. We've seen some 8s and 9s go for within the $15,000, $25,000 range. Not the too distant future, so I would think a 3.5 would be well below that. That one doesn't even have a picture yet, so this one's not up for bidding yet. I don't know why. I guess it's estimated 500 plus, so it's not on there. Look at that. I thought those were all black labels for a second. That would have been cool. Got a Neo Genesis starter deck sealed case. So again, that's pretty cool. I don't know if you guys know this. They used to individually seal a lot of these decks inside of cardboard boxes. I believe I have a Skyridge like that, or it's probably a Quaplus. The Skyridge is really tough to find now. So I don't have a Neo Genesis sealed in a case like that. So I might have to track it, make sure that old school Pokemon doesn't get it. They're trying to make me log in. So we'll track it some other time. There's a Fossil Unlimited, got a first edition. This one I'm considering bidding on. I don't have one of these cards. This is kind of like one of those things that you saw released with Magic, where they did something special, super high end, 4 figures. I can't remember what the original price was on this, but I believe it was more than $1,000, but it's worth way more than that now. But at least you know what you're getting with this. It's a base set Pikachu. It's a gold Pikachu. So I guess it's not really the same. I don't want to compare anything to Pokemon and Magic right now with the way that they're going. I mean, it's just dumpster fires over there. Although you guys have been noticed, and some of you have noticed if you've been watching my videos, I've been buying a lot of Alpha Magic lately because honestly prices are kind of right for some of that stuff. So I've been picking it up when I can. This is pretty cool. This is the quick starter gift set. I believe there's another version too. Is it the yellow box? I I can't remember now, but yeah, you've got some pretty exclusive stuff in here. I believe it's like the non-glossy vendings. You've got stuff like the Moltres, the Quick Starter Scyther, the Master Ball. Yeah, there's some other stuff in there too. More uncut sheets. This is an unlimited base set. Is it a different language? I'll take a look at it, because if it's just like regular base set, then I might go for it. I've made some offers to some of the ones that have been out there, but people who want a lot of money for these, and typically I do best in auction houses for uncut sheets. Alright, so we've got a Zard here, near mint 8. It's a very solid grade. Got another staff 10 on the Charizard from Evolutions. We've seen a lot of those lately. Got a #1 trainer in a mint 9. Again, I mean, you're talking about some really high-end stuff here. And, you know, I think if a lot of the community wasn't so cash poor right now, these could be bringing really good prices. But because these are all going at the same time on a site like Heritage, not a ton of coverage out there for it. People not willing to spend as much money as they were. These prices may not be pushed, you know, to where they should be. I mean, this is a #1 in a mint 9. You know, I was willing to pay for the full art from Dan. It was $90,000 back, you know, during the summer. That offer is off the table definitely now, and I do not expect this to get anywhere close to that price. But we'll just have to see. It could do a lot better than we think. Got some blister packs. These are regular shadowless. It's like short crimps, so they're not guaranteed to be shadowless. Got some more sealed boxes. You know, we've seen plenty of these before. The Japanese base set box might be kind of fun to go for. This one's already sold, so don't even worry about that one. This is a PSA 10 shadowless Charizard. Current bid at $26,000. My guess is this is going to go for about $50,000 to $60,000. I don't know. I mean, you guys know I pay way more than that myself for one. If it goes too much less than that, I believe there's going to be people jumping in on the investment side of it. If it goes for more than that, it's because it's in really good shape. I haven't looked at the condition to examine it too deep myself. Let me look at the back side. I mean, it looks okay. Well, I mean, it's not bad. You got a little bit of whitening there. That might be a reflection on that side. Overall, I mean, the centering's good on this card. Condition's pretty good. For a Shadowless 10, I mean, it seems pretty strong. This is another card, I believe it last sold for, was it like 81 or 86 or something like that? I can't remember if it was this cert or not. But you're talking about a Trophy Kangaskhan. A lot of people have been going for it. It's already up there. I mean, we're already looking at a price of $55,800. So, will it get another $30,000 onto it? I personally don't think so. In fact, I think this is getting pretty close to as high as it's going to go. Maybe it'll go a little bit higher, but if it broke the $65,000, $70,000 mark, I would be surprised. All right, what else do we have here? And I think last we have a first edition base set booster box. Everything on the next page hasn't been listed yet. This one, ironically enough, it was not broke. I mean, you're talking about something that's steel sealed. If we go around and look at it, see if we see any red flags. I mean, seal's not crazy straight, but that's okay. That's a little bit of a concern, you know, being a tiny little flap, you know, up on the bottom side, but definitely not a deal breaker. I'd be feeling the material, weighing the box, checking the inside as much as we can, shaking the box around, making sure there are no indications on the clear wrap, which we're not going to be able to see here in pictures, that do not match up with any type of damage on the box itself. And a lot of times you got to like really get into the shadows and looking at the condition to see any of that kind of stuff. But hopefully they did their due diligence. We're already at 180,000 here. Again, looks like it's getting pretty close to where the price on this box seems to have been in recent times. So it'll be curious. I'll be curious to see where it goes. Got a lot of interesting stuff here. Definitely things that I'm going to be bidding on. Probably some of the most interesting is that Top Sun Charizard, the #1 Pikachu. I want to see where that goes, and maybe even this uncut sheet. Let me know what you guys think. Is there something in here that you really like that you want to bid on yourself? Say you won the lottery, and you could spend as much money as you wanted, but it had to be a good price on a good deal. How much would you pay for this #1 Pikachu right here? Throw that in the comments. What do you think this right here is worth? What do you think it's going to go for? And if you could buy it, what would you pay? All right, thanks guys.